Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into something pretty mind-bending actually. It's how generative AI has really cracked open this complex new world for memorial technology. We're talking about what some people call posthumous AI avatars. You might also hear terms like grief bots or deadbots. And just to be clear, these aren't like static memorials. They're interactive. They can simulate talking to someone, teaching things, even showing up in courtrooms to give testimony. It's wild. And the key thing we found digging into this, the tech, especially what we've seen in 2024 or 2025, it's just miles ahead of any rules. Ethics, law, social norms, they haven't caught up. It's a total regulatory vacuum. So our mission for you today is to sort of unpack these really deep dilemmas and try to grasp what this kind of unsettling echo of our digital dead actually means for us. Okay, so let's unpack this. Where do we even begin? The ethics seem huge. Right at the start, the big ethical question is, well, is it okay? Is it okay to make a digital copy of someone if they didn't explicitly say yes before they died? There was a survey in 2025, pretty telling.
It found 58% of people were okay with it, but only if there was clear pre-mortem consent. Take away that consent and support just cratered, down to 3%.
That's incredibly low, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's profoundly telling. What's fascinating here, and our sources really back this up, is this strong consensus. People instinctively want an opt-in rule. It points to this need for something like digital wills, ways for individuals to have real control, granular control over their digital self after they're gone. It's really seen as an extension of personal autonomy, of dignity.
And if the ethics are tricky, the legal side feels, wow, like a maze. Our sources show that current laws, even big ones like GDPR in Europe, they mostly just stop applying when someone dies.
Exactly, which leaves this massive legal gray area. The U.S. is even more fragmented, actually.
Yeah, and it's not just theoretical, right? We're seeing these really striking cases pop up, like the Christopher Pelkey case in Arizona, 2025. An AI avatar gave a victim impact statement in court.
And the judge praised it, which is notable.
Right, or the Joaquin Oliver case, using his AI avatar for gun control advocacy, even in making robocalls to Congress.
And this raises a really important question, doesn't it? It brings us to due process. What happens legally when you're faced with testimony you can't cross-examine because it's an AI? There's a real risk, the sources suggest, of emotional manipulation, kind of overshadowing actual evidence. And just a general societal unease, like you said, about these digital puppets speaking politically for the dead. It's uncharted territory.
Definitely unsettling. Okay, so what about the psychological side for the living, for the people left behind? It seems like a double-edged sword. Some people might find comfort, It fits with that continuing bonds idea in grief theory, that your relationship doesn't just end.
It can evolve, yes. Yeah. That's the potential positive side. But recent research, particularly from the last few years, 2022 to 2025, it's raising some serious red flags. If we connect this to the bigger picture, these avatars, they could foster a kind of unhealthy dependency, almost trapping mourners in what some experts call a perpetual state of semi-mourning. And that, worryingly, increases the risk of prolonged grief disorder, where grief just doesn't ease up naturally. It becomes debilitating.
Wow. And then there's this other concept I came across, the idea of the second death, the trauma that happens when these AI avatar services inevitably shut down, because they probably will, right?
Right. That's the cool paradox, isn't it? Yeah. Selling this idea of permanence. But it's built on tech platforms that are inherently temporary, or at least subject to business decisions.
It does feel like setting people up for another loss, a really cruel one. And just briefly, we should mention the business side, too. There's a whole digital afterlife industry popping up.
Yes, definitely commodifying grief. We see it growing, particularly in places like China.
And with that industry comes technical challenges, right? Like bias.
A huge one. Algorithmic bias is a major concern our sources flag. You risk creating what they call biased immortality, where, the digital legacies of people from marginalized groups might be preserved with less accuracy, less fidelity, simply because their digital footprints might be less complete to begin with. It raises fundamental questions about digital equity, even in death.
So putting this all together,
yeah,
what does it actually mean? This tech isn't just about remembering people anymore, is it?
No, it feels much bigger. It's really pushing at our definitions of death itself, how we grieve, maybe even what it means to be a person, our identity.
It feels like we're at a crossroads.
We absolutely are. There's an urgent need, really, for a broad societal conversation. We need to proactively build some strong ethical and legal guardrails. The choice, fundamentally, is, do we let market forces just drive this incredibly powerful technology? Or do we step in and guide it with principles? Principles that respect the dead, yes, but also crucially protect the well-being of the living.
So the final thought for you listening, what does it mean if grief starts becoming something managed by an app, by technology, instead of, that messy, internal, deeply human process we've always known? What stands out to you as we navigate this completely new frontier?